Welcome back, friends, to our YouTube channel, TheIndianOptions.com, and today we are going to discuss about the myths, or you might have heard something about stock options. So I'm going to first try to understand what myths you might have heard, and then I'm going to try to explain one by one about these myths, and then you can make your own judgment about whether stock options is risky or not, or whether you want to trade in the stock options or not, or whether you want to become a trader in stock options or not. Now let's go to the slide. Now there are four very top list about the myths that I keep on hearing. First one is that options are very risky, stay away. This is the first thing. Second thing is you can make a lots and lots of money. And third one is that you need to have extensive financial knowledge to become an options trader. And fourth is like you can start options with a very less money. Now, well, all of these are true and false to an extent. All I can say is that first you try to understand what options trading is all about. Get the knowledge by yourself and then judge by yourself. So don't take word for it, and not even mine. When I'm saying that it is really very good investment, don't take my word for it. Just learn about all these things and then we'll talk about it. Now, first one, risky. Stay away from these buggers. I'm just making some small statement here. So now imagine that your 10-year-old kid takes your scooty on the road. Is it risky? Now it's risky in more than like 30 counts that I can say. Even if like he knows how to drive, the basic things, accelerator and brake, he's still inexperienced in a lot of other areas like traffic, potholes, and then there is balance and the weight of scooty, etc. And then when will you be comfortable to give you the keys to your son and not worry about it? Now, as a parent, you will always worry about it to a degree, but there would be a degree of comfort if he is old enough to drive legally, and then he demonstrates that he can drive. Takes you double seat for a ride, and does shopping a lot of times and things like that. Then slowly by slowly, as you get comfortable of him taking the scooty for a ride, then your comfort level will increase, and then you will start to less worry. Okay. Now options is also same. Like if you don't know what exactly you are doing, then of course it is risky, and it has the potential to actually wipe out all your investment. Basically, if you are investing 10 lakh rupees, and if you don't know what you are doing, how you are opening the contracts, how you are closing the contracts, why you are opening, why you are closing, oh, you are going to lose all your 10 lakh. Just take my word for it, right? So, but this doesn't mean that you should stay away from these options, because options is really very good thing. You first do learn about the stock options first, and then try to trade it like 50, 100 times, just small, one lot, two lot, that kind of level. And once you are aware about how it works and things like that, then you can take the decision, right? Whether it is good, bad, or whether you should become an options trader or not. So that decision is still far away from here. But for the time being, let's just understand that unless you know what you are doing, yes, it is risky. Now, if somebody has told you that options are risky, now just ask him or her only first one question, like, do you have first-hand experience? Like, has that person actually traded in options? Okay. Now, if the answer is no, then it would just become like blind man leading the blind man. So I don't think so. You should take his opinion, right? Now, if he says that yes, I have traded, then just ask him that how long has he traded? Like, how long has he traded this in Indian stock options? I'm saying. Now, if he says that okay, it's again less than a year or so, maybe he did it for a couple of months here and there, and again, I don't think so. You should take that opinion, because no, he doesn't have sufficient experience to guide you whether it is risky or not. So, but if he has if he has done stock trading for more than 1 year or so, and then just ask the third question to him: has he lost any money? Okay, and if the answer to that question is no, then it clearly means that he is lying. Okay, everybody loses money in one point of time. Everybody loses money. I lost money. I know 10 other people who have lost money. But how you come back from that, that is important, right? Now, if he says that, yes, I have done, options trading more than 1 year, I have lost money, then ask him the final questions. Have you stopped trading after you lost money? Or are you still continuing to do the trade? Now, if he says that, okay, I have stopped trading once I got the loss, which means that he actually, stopped short, okay, which means that the golden, the gold was just, hands away from him, and he just, walked away from there, okay. Actually, what happens is whenever you are dealing in options, you always get a very big loss in the beginning, and this loss is because of your overconfidence. Let me tell you that because of your because these options are such a way that you get like 80% of the times you are going to make money, okay, but 20% of the times you are not going to make money. It's just basic 80-20 rule, right? Now, when you make money, you start to get overconfidence, and then you start betting big, and that's when you make a loss. And once you get a loss, then your eyes kind of open, and then you say, oh, let me take it a bit slow, and then you progress from there, right? So it happens to everybody. Now, if he's saying that yes, he has lost money, and yes, he's still doing the trading, then yes, you should take his opinion. Whatever he's saying might be true. So, and I'm also one of that guy who has been trading for last 20 years now. I traded in different markets, in Indian market, in also US market, but mainly in options only. So you can take my word for it that yes, it is really very good investment engine if you know what you are doing. This, if you know what you are doing, is really very important. So knowledge is really trump here, okay, and common sense. Knowledge and common sense is really very needed for this, okay. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so now what options traders will tell you. Now, like what I would tell you if you ask me this question, okay. Options trading is not risky if you have the required knowledge, you start small and grow organically, you are willing to spend time to learn the rules of the game. Yes, it is a game, okay, it is a legal bet, it's a legal game basically. Any game that you want to excel in, you should know the rules in and out. Take football, take whatever game you are interested in, you should know the rules, then only you can master the game. So if you know the rules, you should spend more and more time to understand the rules, what happens in what situation, right? And trust no one. Trust no one. Like TV, news, tips, assumptions of the market, market situation. Trust no one. Make your own judgment. Have time to spend at least 2 to 3 minutes every day, and 2 to 3 minutes every 30 minutes in market, when the market is live. You need to track the market. You have to track the market. If you have your options open, you have to track the market every 15-20 minutes or every 30 minutes, so that you know what is the general direction, whether your open contracts are making loss or profit or something, and then you can take quick decisions upon this. So if you are able to do all these things, then the stock options are not risky. Now let's go to the risky part. It's very risky if you are assuming that it's as easy as stocks and mutual funds. Once in trade, you are confused on action. If the market goes into opposite direction, you are in confusion. Oh, what to do? I expected market will go up, but the market is going down, and then there is a confusion. And then whenever there is a confusion, you are going to make loss, right? Or if you try very risky gambles, assuming that the market direction, assuming that the market is going to go up, and then you are investing all your money in betting that okay, it might go up, and then you'll make some money. Oh, that is a big no actually, okay. And you trade in lots of like say for example, in lot of other videos I'm going to explain about what should be your capacity when you are dealing with the options. So you have to really make sure that you obey your limit actually. So if your limit is say to trade in say 20 lots or 10 lots, then as far as possible stick to that 10 lots, you'll be okay. if you say, okay, I can see the market condition now and it is really in my favor, and then let me open 50 contracts. It is possible for you to open 50 contracts, but you are risking a lot in that situation. So you trade to your own level, and if you are preferring like big profits over small consistent profits, now if you run behind big profits, then you will get big losses. So my mantra is, take small consistent profits, be happy with whatever you are getting. You'll live very peacefully, very happily, and you'll earn very consistent amount. Even if like you are able to get 0.5%, 0.5%. Now when you cumulate it to the whole year, in year there are 220 days. Now within one whole year it becomes like 30%, 40%, or sometimes even 50%. And 50% increase in your portfolio or your revenue every year is a very big success for you. So even take very consistent profit. There are traders who take like 300% daily or maybe 100% daily or something. They are playing really very risky game with your 5 lakh capital. You don't want to do that. Okay, our money is really hard earned money. So go slow, go very consistent, very small, and then you should be okay. Okay, and don't try to find out the reason why the market is going up or why the market is going down, because you'll waste a lot of time in doing that. Just when the market is going up, just accept the fact that the market is going up and then change your trades accordingly, or open new trades or close your new trades. So you'll be okay with that. Right. So don't try to find the reason why the market is going. If you try that, you'll spend a lot of time and your focus will go away from your open contracts to the reasons, and it's not really important at this point of time. So overall, it boils down to this, right? So very risky trade, very risky trades, big risk to capital, right? Now it has a potential to earn at least 100% in one day. But just think for a minute that it would also wipe off your 100% of investment in one day. Do you really want that? If you really want that, oh, please be my guest. Go ahead, open risky contracts and earn a lot of money, and try not to lose a lot of money. Okay, that I can say. Now there is second type of contracts where you have like protected trades, like medium risk, small risk to capital, so very small risk for capital, and there are a lot of ways to mitigate the risk. So you should try to go this. And in the third and fourth, it is like minimal risk, no risk to capital at all, no risk to capital, but you are going to get only like 5 rupees, 10 rupees, or 2 rupees, 3 rupees here and there. Okay, not big thing. Now, and fourth one is like very minimal risk, no risk to capital. Absolutely. So third and fourth thing is what you should be really doing. So I have a motto that like if it is okay that I don't get the profit, but I will defend my capital as fiercely as the mother would protect their child. So this is my motto when I try to do the trading. So if I don't get profit, it's okay, fine. Tomorrow there is always a day going to come, and tomorrow I'm going to make profit. So don't worry about it. But try to protect your capital, because capital will allow you to start trading tomorrow. If you try to erode your capital, then tomorrow you might not have capital to trade, though you might have knowledge or something, and then you'll start saying, oh, options is really very risky, and not to do that, because you lost the capital. But nobody is going to ask you why you lost the capital, because you did something bad, right? Normally you will not lose your capital, just take my word for it. Okay, now whenever my students are there, I just try to give them a very small example. It's very real life example. So imagine that there is a 1 acre of land. Okay, now in that 1 acre of land, there are a lot of small coins, 5 paisa coin, 10 paisa coin, 50 paisa coin, 1 rupee coin. There are 5 rupees coins, some are 10 rupees coins. Then there are some notes as well, 100 rupee note, 500 rupee note, 1000 rupees note, 2000 rupee notes, right? It's all scattered there. And imagine that every day you are asked to go in the in that 1 acre of land, and you can pick it up, right? It's so open, you can just pick it up. Now the problem is that if the authority finds you with, say, 1000 rupees note or something, right? they might take all your money back. Just imagine this scenario, right? So now if you go to that 1 acre land and try to pick up only 10 paisa, 5 paisa, 50 paisa, 1 rupee, 5 rupee, and just fill up as big bag as you want, and just come out. Nobody is going to stop you there, right? So you're going to go behind the small profits, but lot of them. So this is one scenario. Now what happens is somebody might say, oh, I can see a 1,000 rupee note, I'm going to pick it up. Some might say, okay, I can see 2,000, I can pick it up. Now what happens is one day you might be able to fool the guard over there, and you can just cross. One day you might be lucky that you can get 1,000 rupees and you can just go away. Second day you might be lucky. Third day, fourth day, fifth day, seventh day, 100th day you might be lucky. Let's say you are that lucky. 100th day nobody. So then what happens is, then you get, someday you are going to lose, someday you are going to get unlucky. In that case, if the guards, they found out 2,000 rupee note with you, then they are going to take all your money, whatever you have earned, plus whatever you have done that day, plus whatever you have earned before. And this scenario is going to be really very bad for you. And then you are going to say options are very risky. So now whenever you have whenever you go into the option trading, you have to really make sure that you are aware about what you are trying to do. Where, so the risk, options, there are risk is like minimal risk to maximum risk, minimum profits to maximum profits. So you as a trading behavior, you have to understand where you want to sit in this particular line. If you want to sit at a lower risk, lower income, that is okay. If someone wants to sit right in middle, little bit income, little bit risk, little bit profit, that is also okay. Someone might sit in a risky side. So it is all based on human tendency. So it's the options trade are, it's based on the humans basically. It's not the option trade as such is the problem. It is the human behavior is the problem. And all the time, it's always human behavior is a problem. Now, somebody is saying that, okay, we can make lots and lots of money. So lots and lots of money is like a very quantitative thing. Like, how do we say what is lot? Okay, for somebody who is investing 5 lakh, and if he is able to get 2 lakh as a profit, that might be a lot of money. Or somebody who is investing 1 crore and trying to get like a 1.5 crore or 2 crores, for him it might be less money or something. It's really quantitative. So what I'm trying to say here is that, let's say if you have invested like 5 lakhs. Now at the end of a year, how much can you increase your capital? Say, if you are doing really very less risky things, you can easily increase your capital by 25 to 30%. I can guarantee you that. You can, let me not say guarantee, because you are going to quote me that, oh, you said there is a guarantee. I am not able to do. Not that way. So 25 to 30%, it's very possible. Even with the least amount of risk, you can make that much money in options. And on the other side, you can make like 300%. I've seen people making 300% in one day. Okay, that is also possible. So whichever way. So based on your capital, you should decide how much is lots of money for you. Okay. Let's go for extensive, third reason, extensive financial knowledge. Now, actually, I wouldn't say that you need extensive financial knowledge. You don't need financial knowledge. I have explained in that one of my video, Financial World, that you don't need the, when you are trading in options, you don't need the knowledge of stocks. You don't need any companies. You don't need to worry about charts. You don't need to worry about swing trading. You don't need to worry about the P&E ratio of that, how much, when the dividend was there, when that company's board meeting is there. You don't have to worry. Then related to mutual funds, you don't need to worry about, when you are doing options, you don't need to worry about mutual funds. Even if you don't know anything about stocks and mutual funds, you are fine. You don't need to worry about commodity. You don't need to worry about banks and anything. You don't need. What you are going to need is, you are going to need to be aware about only and only options. There are like 13 or 14 small points that you need to be really aware about, and then we are going to go step by step what information you need, and whatever information I'm saying that you are going to need, that information at least you should have 100% or maybe more. Just read about that, just understand that. Plus you are going to need some keep an eye on the big overall macro financial events that are happening in the world, like Trump tweeting something against China, or Korea is doing something threatening about nuclear war or something like that. So all these kind of small big things that affect your stock market. Just be aware that something is going to happen, and also try to keep on basically when the budget is there, or when the RBI is going to release their repo rates. They do it once every quarter, I think. So that you need to know. You need to know the budget time and things like that. So based on all this overall macro scenario, if you are aware, that is okay, fine. And then the next thing is that you need very less monies to start. Now this is, again, I'm saying it is yes and no, because now say for example on the left hand side, now it depends on what you are trying to do exactly, right? Now in the example I have said that okay, let's put some value on it. Less money means what? Let's say that you are having 2 lakh rupees in your hand. Now in 2 lakh rupees, now if you are trying to do hedging, okay, now hedging meaning that if you are trying to open the call sell and put sell type of contracts, then 80% of the times you are going to win, and but the downside is that for every, in 2 lakhs you will be able to how do you say, open only 2 lots of contracts, because when you open a sell contract, call sell or put sell, you are going to need a margin, and for one lot the margin is 90,000, around 90,000. Okay, it depends on broker to broker, but on an average it's 90,000. So in 2 lakhs you will be able to open only 2 lots, which means that the multiplication factor for one lot, one nifty lot, is 75 securities. So 75 is the lot size. So with 2 lots it is 150, right? 150 only. So if the premium increases 0.1 or 2 rupees or 5 rupees, then your multiplication factor is going to be 150. So if at the end of the day you open, like say you get 10 rupees premium as a profit, which means that maximum you are going to make profit of 1500 rupees on that particular day, right? Now on the other hand, if you are doing speculation, and if you say that okay, you are going to make a call buy or put buy kind of trades, then in that 2 lakhs you can possibly actually be able to open 26 lots. Okay, 26 lots, because what happens is, like when you open the call buy and call put, you have to pay the premium in advance. Okay, so assuming that you are paying whole 2 lakh rupees as your premium, which means that now you will be able to open 26 lots, and which means that your multiplication factor would be like 26, assuming that it is 100 rupees as a premium, then you are going to make 2 lakh divided by 100 rupees is 2000 securities, divided by 75 is 26 lots, right? So your multiplication factor is going to be 2000. Now imagine that if you make a 10 rupees loss, which means that you are losing 2000 multiplied by 10, that is 20,000 rupees you are going to lose just by 10 rupees movement in the premium. On the other hand, if the premium increases by 10 rupees, then you are going to get 220,000 rupees in just few minutes or so. But the risk is very high in that situation, because you are talking about like 2000 securities. That is really very big number, and unless you are really very professional, you understand what you are trying to do, I would suggest that you shouldn't be doing this. Okay, now how do you know how many lots you should do? Just say how much margin you have and how many lots you can open call sell and put sell. So maximum you can open 2 lots. Okay, say just make a rule or discipline that when you are opening a call sell or put sell type of contract, you are going to deal with only 2 lots. But when you are opening a call buy and put buy, maybe you can open 4-5 lots. That should be okay, not a big deal. So just a suggestion. Of course, it depends on trading behavior. We'll talk about that later on. I have a separate video that I am going to make for trading behavior, because this is what will decide whether you are going to become an options trader or not. Okay, let's move on. Now, what do most of the traders do in the market? So, 95% of the time they do call sell and put sell kind of contracts, which means that in our real life examples which we have taken, it is like house seller or builder or insurance company, like a real life examples that I have taken earlier in earlier videos. So, as a real life example also, like sick common man, I had taken an example of sick common man. Now, unless you are like 100% sure, you shouldn't be opening a put buy and call buy type of contracts, because they are very risky, and your premium or your uh, uh, sorry, your capital is going to get problem. Okay. Now, you might big win when you are opening a put buy and put call buy kind of contracts. You might win sometimes, but most of the times you lose. So please be sure that you are aware about it. Right? Now, how much capital do you think so we are going to need for when you start trading, right? Now, to see, actually what happens is, like, once you open a contract, then it is really very how do we say, boring task. You have to just keep on monitoring the market, ups and downs throughout the day you are in the market. Now you're spending your time on that, right? So you need to make sure that, say for example, your salary is say 50,000 rupees, just assume, right? Now 50,000 rupees, which means that per day your salary, you're assuming that you're working how many 30 days, or let's say 60,000 just for an example, right? So which means that every day you are making 2,000 rupees. Okay, 60,000 is your monthly salary, every day you are making 2,000 rupees. Now you need to understand that if you are monitoring the market for whole day, are you going to get, so you will be expecting that you should be getting at least 2,000 rupees as a profit from there. So if you want to get 2,000 rupees profit, and assuming that you can get maybe 10% of up and down on daily basis or something, then how many trades or how many lots you will need, and based on that you are going to need how much capital you should actually invest. So your capital that you need to invest should be directly proportional to what is your value when you actually are doing your work outside. When you are working somewhere or something, how much salary you are getting. Based on that, I think so you should trade how many lots you should do. So that your time will be justified. It should not happen that whole day you are sitting in front of the computer, and at the end of the day you are going to make only like 1,000 rupees or 500 rupees or 700 rupees. Then it is not much of a motivation for you, right? So I have taken an example in this slide, assuming that if somebody is investing 5 lakh rupees, then how much profit he can earn, or this thing per annum or something. So I've done the calculations of per annum, and it shows that if you are investing 5 lakh rupees, you can very well earn 48,000, and this is very conservative figures. You can easily make like 10-20%, 30% you can make. So you can make anywhere between 50,000 to 1.5 lakh rupees in 1 year if you are consistently doing this trading. So trading consistently meaning that the market is open around 220 days in 1 year, and you are in the market in all 220 days. So once you are doing that, then probably you should be able to make decent profits, right? So that's about it for the mites that you might have heard about the options. So hope you are understanding what I'm trying to say. And let me tell you that option is not risky if you know what you're doing, and you can earn small profits with less risk. You can earn more profits with more risk. So where you want to be, that is based on your own trading behavior. So thank you very much for watching this. I'm going to share this presentation on my YouTube, on my website www.TheIndianOptions.com. Please do become a member, and you can download this presentation which I am just showing right now. So thank you very much for your time, and see you again in the next video. Thanks. Bye.